Let me ask. I respect, I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to take a test. I would like, and I'm begging you, can I please take my exam in a different facility other than the one you sent me to yesterday?
I'm revoking your bond and I'm putting you in jail, sir. Yeah, I have here. Hold on. Let me read this to him. The client is a subject. The client reported to pretrial today for a POC UA test. Upon entering the monitoring restroom, the client made verbal threatening statements toward our staff members in the office. The precinct 1 deputy advised that the client, due to his behavior, is a threat to the staff. A deputy had to advise the client to leave the monitoring area in the building and to contact his lawyer.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was asking him, can I please, for my own personal record what's
This is what we do. There's nowhere else you need where we send people to go to. And because you threatened the staff.
I didn't threaten.
Okay, I have here that you did. You've been threatening to me. You've been threatening to Mr. Dixon. I've seen the way you treat everybody else. It's unacceptable. And now I'm revoking your bond and you will go to jail. He goes with you. Come on this way. You mind calling him up? What time is that? Okay. What's the last name? Burnett. Burnett, that's right. Mr. Burnett, you're charged with evading arrest or detention. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 3 days in jail. Credit for the one that you've done. This is what you want to do. You realize that this is going to go on your record. It'll be there for the rest of your life. You can never take it off.
Yes, I said, I know
that. You also need to understand, Mr. Burnett, that this is an enhanceable offense, meaning that if you pick up another one, they can enhance you to a felony. And if you have another felony conviction, they could just continue to enhance you to a 3rd degree, to a 2nd degree, and you could be potentially looking at up to 20 years in prison the next time you do something like this. Do you understand? You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen or a possible immigration consequence, you can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal once you accept this. There's no changing. If you ever pick up any misdemeanors from now on, you're looking at a minimum of 90 days in jail here. But if you pick up an evading, boom, it's going to be at least a 3rd degree felony. You understand? You still want to do this? How do you plead to the offense? I will find you guilty. I will sentence you to it. I will roll your court costs so you won't owe anything. Good luck to you, Mr. Burnett. Be careful, man. You get a lot of time next time. Okay, thank you. Thank you. What's Vic, what page?
Brown is on page 6.
Good morning, Ms. Brown. And you're charged with assault, bodily injury. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, ma'am. Okay.
On July 24th, 2024, officers were dispatched to an assault in progress. Officers spoke with the complainant who was a caregiver at a group home where the defendant is a client. The complainant stated that she asked defendant to shower to get ready for a daycare facility. The defendant began yelling and calling her all kinds of derogatory names. The defendant then started punching her in the face and bit down on her right thumb. The complainant stated the defendant began grinding her teeth on her thumb as the complainant's thumb was in the defendant's mouth, causing severe pain for approximately 1 minute. The complainant stated that she used her left hand to try to push the defendant's face back away from her as she attempted to pull her thumb out of the defendant's mouth at the same time. Defendant admitted to biting the complainant on her right thumb and stated that she tried to rip off the complainant's thumb when she bit her. The defendant further stated that the complainant assaulted her with her fist in the back of her head. The witnesses confirmed the defendant attacked the complainant by biting her on her hand and stated that she did not observe the complainant assault the defendant. The doctor, who was a plastic surgeon and hand specialist, stated that complainant had the bone on her right thumb bitten through and it would require surgery to repair along with possible rehab. The doctor was unable at the time to determine if there was ligament damage or if there would be a long-term loss of function or functionality to the appendage.
You're lucky you're not charged with aggravated assault, ma'am. Be facing up to 20 years in prison. How old are you? Ms. Brown, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Are you here with anyone today? Are you here with anyone today? How did you get here? Uber. Okay. This is what we're going to do, ma'am. I will appoint you a lawyer today. Are you still living in the same group home as this one, or did you get moved to another one? Okay. I'm going to tell you something that if you continue to fight and act like this, you're going to alienate every group home, and then you're going to end up on the street. If you end up on the street, you will do damn near anything just to survive, including giving yourself up, if you know what I mean. Life on the street is extremely rough. It's not fun, and it's dangerous. Who knows who you'll meet, what you'll do, how you'll end up. It's not good. Do you understand? So when you're in a group home, be nice. It's not hard. And if you get upset, aggravated, find another release. But if I find that you start acting like this again, I will put you in jail. You need to understand that you don't have anyone that's going to bond you out. So if I put you in jail, even at $100 bond, you don't have anyone that's going to make it, and you'll be stuck like Chuck in there until this thing is over with, which would be the better part of a year. Do you understand? Okay. For now, I'm going to have you sign a reset with Victoria. Then I'm going to have you take a seat. I'm going to find you a lawyer, and then we'll figure out where we go from here. Okay? Please. So,
Judge, does she need the financial affidavit?
no. Are you taking any medication, man? What do you take? Guys, keep it down, please. Do you take 1, 2? How many do you take? Take 10. Wow. What happens when you don't? You know, it seems to me that when you take it, good things happen, right? That's the idea, right? Because what happens a lot of times when people take medication like this, they start feeling good. They come to the conclusion, hey, I don't need this anymore. I feel great. You know, everything's going well. I don't need it anymore. They stop taking it and things spiral out of control again. That's the wrong thing to do. Just keep taking it. When this happened, had you missed a dose? Okay, you can't. I'm now making that also as a condition of your bond, that you must take all prescribed medication. And if you don't, then it will give us cause to revoke your bond and put you in jail. And then we'll administer the medication in jail. So we can do this the easy way, or we can do this the hard way. That depends on you. What else are you doing with your life? Are you in high school? Wonderful. What's going to happen with your life now? That's great. Have you applied? Are you in, or what's going on with that?
Kind of find out where she's going to be at and starting the process.
Are you allowed to work? Do you have a job? Perhaps you should do something. You know, when you have too much time on your hands, self-destructive things start happening. It's good to either, have a job, get in school, something that get your brain to move and to think and get yourself to do things. it occupies your time, you learn, and you might even make some money from it. So you need to find something to do, but just besides sit and vegetate at home. When is the last time you were in school? So did you just graduate from high school? Great. Okay. We need to make a plan on how to move forward. You need something to do with your life. I think school's great. The more school you do, the better your life's going to be. You'll earn more. You'll have more knowledge. That's the way that's what you should do, in my opinion. Now, you don't have to do it, perhaps get a job, but something has to happen. I'm going to set your case off a couple of weeks. I want you to contemplate and think about what you want to do these next couple years of your life. Do you want to go to school or do you want to get a job? But I want you to find something to do, not just sit in the home and do nothing. That's not productive. When you come back here in a couple of weeks, I want to know what you're doing and what plan that you've set in motion. If you haven't done anything, then you and I are going to create a plan by ourselves of what to do. Do you understand? Okay, you've got 2 weeks. I want you back here in 2 weeks, and I want to see that you're continuing to take your medication. Do you have any questions? Okay, once you get on the straight and arrow, and that I know you're being productive, I will start waiving your appearance little by little so you don't have to come to court. But up to get to that point, I need to know that you're doing something with your life and not just sitting in a couch watching TV all day. All right? Okay, we'll see you in a couple weeks. Thanks, Josh. She must sign conditions before he's got 2 cases.
2524620.
Correct, and then 621. All right, you are Gilbert's, I'm sorry, is it Salem Gilbert?
That's the American way to say it. Salim.
So you're Salim Gilbert.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Gilbert, you're charged with 2 cases, actually 3 cases. You're charged with assault, bodily injury.
They told me they dropped that charge.
Please are you incapable of controlling yourself?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just don't talk. I'm trying to go through the process that we go through every single person. I will give you the opportunity. Just hold on. You're charged with assault, bodily injury. You're facing a year in jail on that case. You're also charged with theft. On that case, you're facing up to 6 months of jail and or a $2,000 fine. Looks like you're also charged with a felony harassment and of a public servant. All those stem out of, it looks like just one incident. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to have an attorney. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, sir. So for now, just don't say anything. Please don't interrupt her. Okay. Please.
Would you like probable cause of theft or assault?
They're one and the same.
On August 15th, 2024, officers were dispatched to an assault call at Verde Planet, a smoke shop on Canal Street, and met with the complainant and witness who pointed out the defendant. Complainant and witness work at the smoke shop. They advised the defendant entered and placed a $10 grinder into his pocket, then tried to enter the employee area, and they asked him to leave. He refused to do so. Complainant said she pointed a stun gun at defendant and again told him to leave. Defendant then pushed complainant into a display counter and defendant left. Complainant also advised the defendant punched her with a closed fist, causing pain. While en route to JPC, defendant told officers, F you were a piece of something.
You can say,
further-
you're not going to hurt our feelings. You can say it. Really. Don't be shy. Say it.
You were a piece of shit too, bitch. Fuck you.
Okay.
End of quote.
It is what it is.
And
We've heard
then
worse.
the defendant spat through the open window in the patrol car, and the spit landed on the officer's arm.
You're lucky you're not charged with assault of a public servant too, because I've seen that happen. I actually represented someone like that. So, okay, listen, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to send you for a drug and alcohol test now. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system, Mr. Gilbert. I will reinstate your bond now. This is the only one that you're going to get. So take it, run with it, but don't take off again because if you,
I'm here. I was actually kind of scared to come in, but I came in and I want to keep this straight with y'all. God bless me with another day. Freedom is everything to me. I do not want to go to.
as it should be. The problem is, Mr. Gilbert, is that I see your record.
I have a drinking problem. I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting better every day. I go to meetings on my own. I try. It's a day-to-day grind. I gotta stay sober. I know it. And, every day it's a daily battle, man. They sell alcohol in every corner. It's hard. It's hard, bro. But I get better with it every day. And with this being on my shoulder, I'm not gonna be perfect with it. It's
The
gonna
problem is that it keeps happening, Mr. Gilbert.
I think this is what I needed though. I need y'all on my shoulder, like.
Hold on a second. Since the year 2000, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Out of the 26 cases that you've picked up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them are theft cases.
I don't have any violent charges though. This is the first thing that has to do anything with violence, and I'm a gentle person, bro. It's all
Not true as well.
It's just all from.
I don't want you to say anything.
I don't want to.
I have a bunch of DAs here. Everything that you say is recorded. So the only thing that I'm going to ask you to do is this, is I want you to go take a drug test. It's now 12:30. We're going to have you come back. You can either come back tomorrow or you can come back later this week. I can appoint you a lawyer if you want. I'll leave with you an application for an appointed lawyer. And then I want you to come back and we're going to talk about the results and where we go from here. The idea is that we need to get to the bottom of why you keep picking cases up. There's a reason, right? Then that's what we do. We need to fight that somehow.
I'm going to a meeting as soon as I walk.
I don't care about your plans to. We're going to figure it out. So I'm sending you for a test now. What day do you want to come back later this week? Any day but Friday. Come back tomorrow. I will leave with you an application, bring it back, fill it out for me. I will appoint you someone, and then we'll talk about the results when we get back. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
I'm gonna have you sign a reset. I will reinstate your bonds now. It's not gonna happen again. Okay. And I'll find problems. Are we going on which one?
Meeting,
Okay.
time served, and the other one.
And then the assault will be dismissed?
Sure.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Khalil. Sir, you've worked out a really, really good deal. They're going to dismiss the assault in exchange for your plea on the evading. What time are we looking at? It's 3 days in jail. Credit for the 8 days that you've done. Mr. Khalil, you do need to understand that this is an enhanceable offense. This charge will go on your record. If you were ever caught running from the police again, they can charge you with a felony offense, and then you will be looking at a lot more time and years instead of days. Do you understand, sir?
Yes.
You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers, the right to be arraigned, charged, read to you in open court. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, you cannot change this.
Yes.
This is what you want to do, sir, right?
Yes.
How do you plead to the offense of evading arrest or detention? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will find you guilty, sentence you with agreement. I'll roll your court costs so you won't owe anything. And good luck to you, Mr. Khalil. Be careful, sir. Okay, so tell me, Rachel, was her machine paid for by us? Herman, I'm going to tell you now. Do you speak English, ma'am? Yes, sir. Okay, I'm gonna tell you now that if I paid for it and I waived the fee, I'm gonna have a problem with this agreement. I'm gonna tell you that now.
I paid $500 and I pay a month $50, sir. And I've had it on for like more than 6 months and never got locked out till recently, sir. 1 month barely. I called my probation officer. I called Interlock to let them know my vehicle got damaged.
This is gonna be a problem now. Yeah. I paid for your device the entire time. I pay for every single device just so that we don't have this very issue. You should not be paying 1 penny for this device because I pay for it
And
for
I
you.
did, sir. I swear to God, I paid $500 to put it in and I paid 3 months.
I don't know what to tell you because it's agency pay.
And then, again, I wasn't here originally, Judge, but it's also because her car got into an accident as well.
And got repossessed, sir.
repossessed.
That's the only reason why I got locked
Then
out.
that's why you had to pay because your car got repossessed. They took the device.
No, sir, I paid initially.
No, you have a device in your car.
Yes, sir.
You were supposed to maintain its calibration and go every month.
I did.
I pay for it for you so that you don't have to. If your car got repossessed, hold on a second. If your car got repossessed and they took the device because they took the car, that's on you. I mean, and now they took the device and you were responsible for the cost of the device. Is that what you had to pay for?
No, sir, I paid initially, sir.
It looks like when she first got conditions on February 21st, it was a portable device, it was client based, then it got switched to a analog device, but then on March 27th, it was switched back to agency based. So it was client based.
So you must have come to us asking us to pay for it. We did.
The
And when did
month-
she get in lockout?
August 10th.
August 10th, but it was under agency pay as of March.
Yeah.
27th.
No, I'm not taking this.
The reason is it's out of state, and I don't think they forgive the JS judge, it's not, so that's.
What do you mean it's out of state?
It's out of state, it's a Virginia, the DWI is the first.
18 years ago.
Mr. Hernandez. It's out of Virginia, 17 years ago, the conviction. So I don't think they're gonna be able to prove up the second.
I understand. My problem is that she's been in lockout. How long has she been in lockout, Rachel?
August 10th.
She's been in lockout for an entire month.
I understand.
Right. No, you will have to do 3 days as a condition. And then we can do the split. But that's,
When would she do that? Can she pick the 3 days so she doesn't lose her job?
I'm okay with that.
Okay. Okay,
That's it.
okay.
But there has to be consequence to your behavior. You've been in lockout for an entire month. You will be doing a weekend in jail. And I'm going to tell you, that's it. And now here's the other part. I cannot pay for this going forward for you now. How are you going to pay for all this now?
I have a job, sir.
What are you doing now?
I'm a property manager.
How long have you been working at this job? So how is it that you've been working for 4 months, but yet you can't pay for this device the last month?
It's not that, sir. The
Remember,
car
her
got repossessed.
repossessed.
I've been going to calibration, paying it, everything, sir, every time I go.
And she has Uber,
I've been Ubering every single day for a whole month. I can prove.
I'm gonna do it, Herman. I'm not doing a far off 3 days. She's gonna have to do it within a month.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And I'm gonna tell you now that if you have any problems with this, you're going to go to jail for a long time. Because now I can put you in jail for an entire 180 days after today. The other thing, this is now 2 DWIs on your record. What happens next? Ms. Hernandez,
Arrested again for
It's a third one, the felony.
2 to 10 in the penitentiary. You should never, ever get in a car, even if you've had just a sip of alcohol, even one shot, half of a beer, because the smell in and of itself with your history. Is the theft still open, the felony
Yes, Your Honor,
theft?
my understanding, I talked to Mr. Lipkin this morning, that's already being reset. So
You're not representing her
No,
upstairs?
I talked to her attorney though, October 9th is her reset. So, and they're anticipating a dismissal upstairs. And they
Really?
think it was done, yes, that's my understanding.
Ms. Hernandez Rodriguez, you're charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense. The offer is they're going to reduce it to a first. You're looking at 180 days in jail, probated for 15 months. As part of the agreement, you will do 3 days as a condition. You will also do a repeat offender DWI education class. You will do one victim impact panel. You will have to do what's called a TRAS. This is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. You must fulfill all those conditions. No drugs, no alcohol, no breath test refusal. If you're in a car and you're caught driving and an officer asks you to submit to a breath sample, you must. I now am going to suspend your license. You are not allowed to drive after today.
It's a first, so Judge.
It's a second.
No,
It's a
but,
first. She has bond violations. I'm not letting her drive.
but Judge, again, if it's reduced to a first, as long as she takes the DWI offender class, if the DPS doesn't suspend her license. It has to be a second for the court to.
I understand.
suspend. Is it part of her probation she can't drive or because?
No,
I don't think-
I always, even if it gets reduced, I always suspend it for a year regardless. She can
I don't
always
think DPS is
apply.
gonna recognize it though. I understand your position, but I don't think DPS will recognize as long as you take the DWI offender class.
I suspend it and put it in the system. DPS is going to recognize it. They're going to. I'm
Okay.
telling you, if she's in compliance and she's doing well, I will grant you an occupational license.
Okay, thank you.
But I
And how
want to
many
know,
days?
well, at least a month,
Okay,
right? She doesn't even have, she's not in compliance now. She's on bond,
yes, sir.
right? I got to know that if I'm going to put my name on a license for her, that she's going to comply. She's going to do what she's, you
Yes, sir.
know?
I understand.
First things first is she don't even have any kind of alcohol device. You have a week to get this device now. If you don't get this device, I'm going to put you in jail for a very, very long time. Do you understand? I am not happy with you, Ms. Hernandez. You should be going to jail today. And it's only because of Herman here that you're not. But don't push your luck. 30 hours of community service. Guardian interlock. Substance abuse treatment as needed. And a $100 donation to the Houston Food Bank. You were giving up the right to a trial. You were giving up the right to confront and cross-examine your witnesses. Once you plead guilty, you give up the right to appeal, meaning that this is a done deal today. You can never come back and change this, challenge this, undo this. You will be having, this is your second DWI. Like I said, with your record, you get pulled over, an officer will instantly search you, harass you. Don't give them a reason, because even the faintest smell of something funky on you, you're going to get charged with a third DWI. And then you think this is expensive now? You think this sucks now? Wait till you get a third DWI. Everything triples, quadruples, including the time. How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty. I'm going to send you to the agreement. It will be 3 days as a condition. Herman, we need to know this before
I told her she should tell your CLO
we leave. So please, let's put this back on for Monday because I want to make sure that she has the portable device by then. Okay, if not, we immediately issue a warrant.
So you want, I'm sorry, Judge, you want her to get a portable or, because
She-
you said the guardian interlock initially.
Yes. Right, guardian interlock, because DPS now knows that she's supposed to have a guardian interlock. So if she's caught in a car driving, right,
Yes.
they're gonna know that she needs an interlock. They're gonna put her in
So
jail.
do you want her to get both or just?
No, 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 no. That would be
Oh, no.
obtuse.
Okay, she'll just get it, yes, okay.
All we're doing now is a portable because I'm suspending her license, so she can't drive.
Okay, got it.
If you want an occupational license, meaning if you want me allow you to drive, some time has to pass. I have to know that you're doing well and that you're in complete compliance. And if you do that, after some time, then I'll grant you a license.
We should get a removal order. I mean, I don't know how she's gonna get it out of that car.
First, she has to get a portable device, then we'll give her the order. Yeah. Okay?
It's a portable.
Next is page 31. Wilson, come on up.
Are you Martha Wilson? Miss Wilson, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Complainant and defendant are former spouses. On August 18th, 2024, officer was dispatched to a family disturbance at 333 Dominion Drive in Harris County, Texas. Complainant stated the defendant was intoxicated. Complainant stated he was lying in bed when defendant accompanied him and proceeded to shove him. Complainant stated defendant scratched him with her nails, causing him pain and discomfort. Officer observed visible injuries to his left side on his stomach. Complainant was bleeding as a result of being scratched.
All the cops, do you know? Do we know what the status of the relationship is now? Does he want contact? Does he want no contact? Do we know?
I'm sorry, I just wanted to.
Do you have the rip done? Do we know if he wants?
Complainant wants the defendant to come back home and wants contact.
Okay. So, Ms. Wilson, I am going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using any alcohol or dope, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand? There is a protective order that has been entered in this case, identifying Hunter Wilson as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person. Commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat, harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon. Do you understand? This usually comes with a residential restriction, meaning you cannot go home. I will take that off now, but understand, I don't know what kind of relationship you have with him. If it's something that you're constantly butting heads, I would probably get away. Because if I find that there's any more issues, you're the one that's going to go to jail. You understand?
Yes.
Tell me, what do you do for a living now?
I'm a stay-at-home mom.
How many kids do you have?
2 that are underage,
How old?
9 and 4.
Okay. What does your husband do for a living?
He's a underwriter,
How much money does he make a month?
about 117 a year.
Okay. Required to hire a lawyer. You do not qualify for a court-appointed lawyer.
We're in the process of retaining one. right
Do you
now.
have one now?
I do have someone, we just, we're waiting on the 401k payment to come in.
So what we're gonna do is we will give you 30 days, okay? Once you do have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance, so you don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must have a lawyer first, sign on to the case so that we know that you have representation. Don't consume alcohol from any source. I'm telling you, if I find that you're consuming, I don't care what it is, mouthwash, a tequila, lollipop, hair dye, I've heard it all and I don't care. You test positive, you will go to jail, no more PR bonds. You understand? I will have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, you will get with Rachel for your bond conditions. And after that, you'll be free to go in. Okay? Like they were selling them for $800 at Lowe's and just
Yeah, run that.
And I bring it home and of course, you can't plug it in. I'm like, ugh. All right, so this is Mr. Haney?
Mr. Harold, Judge.
All right, good morning, Mr. Harrell.
Loving the bow tie, man.
Thanks. So let's find out about you.
So Judge, we're not asking for a bond on this one. We just want to confirm that the 14 days are going to be up on the 25th. And we just wanted to run that by you, make sure everything's.
So you're wanted out of East Baton Rouge for a parole violation, right? What,
Aggravated battery, Judge.
okay, so and he's made bond on, you have made bond on a felony case here. So understand, once they take you back, you must remain in contact with your felony lawyer here. If you don't, they're gonna issue a warrant here. And the same process that's happening here, it's gonna happen over there, where they're gonna, Harris County gonna put a hold on you here. You're not gonna get out of the jail there. They're gonna have to come get you from over here, over there, and it's gonna be, it's like a cyclical, vicious process that you're gonna be in jail forever. You have to remain in contact with your lawyer. So get the number. As soon as you get there, find out what's gonna happen and let them know here what's gonna happen. Otherwise, you're just gonna be in this circle of fugitive nightmare.
You're trying to do something upstairs and I'm in contact with the defense attorney of the felony. And so right now, this is the way it's gonna go, but if there's any update, I'll update. those.
Have they worked some kind of agreement upstairs or no?
No, they're trying to do a process up in the felony case, but right now with the fugitive clock starting, that it just ran out of time, but yeah.
I'm sorry, Judge, just because my client's here, I'm sure there's confusion. I'm a little confused what they're trying to do up there.
So for them, they want direct for mental competency restoration. And so they wouldn't release because of the fugitive hold, which I tried to get a hold of Louisiana beforehand, or I guess the ADA.
Oh, so they don't want to release the hold here.
No. They upstairs want to release the hold so that he can be transported, but they won't the jurisdiction won't release him to what they want to do upstairs until Louisiana releases their hold.
But that's not gonna happen.
Right. And so I was trying to get a hold of an ADA last week, but because of the storm and their warrants division leaving early, there was literally nobody on Friday. And obviously Thursday was a holiday and Wednesday they should left really early. And so I've been trying to get a hold of somebody, but I've just been unsuccessful. And with the fugitive clock starting at this point, it's a bigger issue just being released completely. So
as of right now, they're still gonna go directly to Louisiana unless that changes.
yeah. And I didn't want to give false hope because since I can't get a hold of anybody, even if I do, it's gonna have to go up pretty far up the chain to release a parole violation because it's not directly from their DA's office, it's from the parole, can't remember what the division's called, but effectively the parole board, or the equivalent of it is. And
Issue the warrant.
Right, and so their jurisdiction can't do anything about it directly, but obviously their jurisdiction can talk to their other jurisdiction. I've been trying to get a hold of somebody, but I just.
So when's the day for pickup set? Do you know, or do you have one?
I mean, for this, it's still the 25th, so we're still operating like the fugitive transfer is still gonna happen.
The good news is that it's Louisiana. We have buses coming in and out of Louisiana all the time. I mean, at least 1 to 2 days a week, we have buses coming in and out of Louisiana. So it should be a pretty quick process. So you're not gonna sit here and wait for a while.
So just to be clear, if something happens here, the Louisiana, it would be based on the Louisiana hold being taken.
Right, but at that point, everything else is moved because it would release the hold and not just dismiss my case. But unless that happens, I can't
imagine that's, I mean, that's why. It's a serious case.
If you're held here, Louisiana's gone. If you're going to Louisiana, then you're over to Louisiana handling Louisiana's case. Okay? You get that?
If you don't mind, sir, I'd have a question, sir.
Sure.
Sir, my warrant out of the state of Louisiana, sir. So I did 4 months incarcerated, sir. And so they gave me credit for time, sir. I was already on parole, sir. And so I should not be in trouble, sir.
I don't know what happened. They don't give us the no, they don't tell us why parole issued the parole warrant. I have no idea. They haven't told us. Do you know why they issued the warrant?
Because I haven't been able to get hold of it.
All they do, they give us very, very limited information. The only thing they give us is why you're wanted, as far as whether it's a warrant from parole, from a particular district court, a misdemeanor court, and why, what the offense is. That's all we get. We don't know why they issued the warrant in the first place. When you get back, you'll have to talk to them and straighten that out because we don't straighten stuff like that here. We just don't know.
So it's all right.
Yeah, I wish I could help you more. The only thing, just stay in contact. When you get back there, make sure you get a card for your lawyer that's representing you here in the felony case. And I'm sure that Ricardo can also, on a sticky note, write it down so that you for sure have it. Let's make sure he has a lawyer.
And I'll email you both whenever I get if I get an update. I can't promise anything, obviously. They pick up very quickly. So
Yeah, Dwight Robinson or Anthony Robinson is representing him. You know Anthony, right? He does a lot of cases. He does fugitive cases in here. Yeah. Anthony Robinson is the guy's name. And let me see if I can get you the phone
prosecutor
number.
out there is Brad Morse. So
And sir, whenever I was arrested here in Harris County, sir, I'm unaware of what I did wrong, sir.
It's me too.
Right.
I don't know. I don't just as much as you. Perhaps you're not supposed to come to Harris County,
Maybe that, sir, maybe so.
right?
I don't believe I've done anything wrong here, though, sir.
But maybe you have to get permission to come to Harris County.
So I had a sheriff officer that I spoke with before I left, sir.
Sheriff don't know. What does he know?
Sorry, sir.
He doesn't know about your parole.
Sorry, sir.
The only one is you, the contract you signed, and your parole officer. Those are the ones that know.
Okay.
Other than that, Stephen doesn't know. Right. Just because you see someone on the beat doesn't mean anything. But good luck. I'm going to have him give you the phone number to your defense lawyer so that you have it, so that when you do go back, stay in contact so they don't issue a warrant here. Okay? And then show up. That's all you got to do. When you show up, good things happen. All right?
So yes, sir.
Okay.
Judge, you wouldn't have to have that number handy.
For whatever day you want.
Got telling me on Friday, so I just sent him a message.
I don't know if the boss wants to do it on Friday because we usually set it for arraignments. Give me a second. Are you William May?
Yes, sir.
Mr. May, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during any questions and interviews with the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you. I take it that Kavita, you guys are signing on.
If Matt doesn't appoint Michael, we will sign on, Judge.
Okay. All right.
And that's in the works. We've already sent emails to them to let them know that we're going to do the walkthrough prior to today, but we didn't know that today was going to be the day he wanted to do the walkthrough, so I'll handle that.
Because otherwise we're gonna have, we have to talk about a lawyer situation regardless, I guess.
Right, we'll be on the case, Judge.
Okay.
Your Honor, complainant and defendant are in a dating relationship and engaged. On June 30th, 2024, officers originally were dispatched to a substation in regards to a meet the citizen call for service. On June 24th, 2024, officers responded to the address with other deputies in regards to a welfare check of the complainant called in by a relative of the complainant. Defendant was arrested for a warrant unrelated to this incident. As they were arguing, the complainant's phone received a notification and she picked it up to see what the notification was. Defendant then reached over and tightly grabbed her wrist and her hand and was holding the phone to snatch it away. Complainant felt pain. The complainant waited to report it out of fear of defendant and or defendant's family getting involved. So it's a late report.
It's not at the same time as the impeding breath, because I see that he's on bond for an impeding
Correct.
breath, same complaining witness, right?
No, different complainants, actually, yes. So on the assault impeding, Judge, it was from January of 24, and it looks like.
Mr. May and women don't agree, is that what it is?
It looks like it, Judge. So, yeah, the named complainant there is Melissa Thickpin, and the named complainant here is Jessica Hess. So different people, they're not related at all.
Mr. May, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm issuing what's called a magistrate's order for emergency protection. This is a court order that identifies Jessica Hess as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person, commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works. No one can authorize you to violate the statute. So if Ms. Hess were to call you and say, hey, come on over, let's talk about this, and you go, you're in violation of this, and I don't care who is telling you to go over there. When I mean no contact, I mean no contact from any sources, no phone calls, text messages, smoke signals, Snapchat, social media. Otherwise, I will put you in jail and I will make your bond sky high. I will protect every person of Harris County. I don't care what you say, what you're doing, what your excuses doesn't mean anything to me. You understand? Now, we have to set a bond. You guys have a recommendation.
Your Honor, state would actually ask for, not a PR bond, actually a $5,000 surety bond because.
He has a felony.
He was out on bond for an impeding DV case and now he picked up another DV case with a different person. So really our angle is safety for the community entirely, not just the one complainant or the other.
Let me ask you, in any of these, is alcohol or dope related in any of these cases?
Not on the misdemeanor. Let me take a look at the felony, Judge, just to be sure.
I see that you're representing him upstairs. Have you been so the entire time?
Sorry, Judge.
Have you been representing him the entire time since? Yeah, okay.
That's why we reached out to the MAC because he wanted me on this case too, but if not, his family will hire us for the misdemeanor.
Okay, sure, of course.
Considering the complainant in this case was in court in the felony, and was trying to talk to me about the case as well.
She wants it split in half. She wants 2,500. You want 5,000.
Sure.
I'll split the baby. So 3,750 it is. You must post bond. I'm issuing a warrant for your arrest now. Looks like Rick, you'll take him. Okay, we'll leave him in your custody then. So 3,750.
States bond conditions or?
Yeah, states. So do you mind filing no contact, no weapons? And then do you want to go ahead and select the date now, even though they're going to go make a bond, or just, right? So Kavita, you're going to post a bond now. They're going to give you a 7-day setting. You're welcome to come back and just get a different date. Now, you have a lawyer, so I will waive your appearance. It is your responsibility to stay in touch with Kavita. She will tell you when you have to come back to court. If she tells me that you're playing games, that you're MIA, not responding to phone calls, text messages, we will issue a warrant. And I'm going to tell you now, you will not get any PR bonds, and I will triple, if not quadruple the bonds if you start acting a fool. Do you understand? Okay. So we will have you go sign. Well, there's no signing. We'll just, I guess, release them to you. First, you must sign your bond conditions, and after that, we'll let you go. Yes. Yeah, I've already spoken. Yeah, so we'll need you to guys sign this paperwork, but after that, you'll have to take a seat while they create their bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and after that, you'll be free to go. Okay? All right. Thanks, Kavita.
Judge, you said 3750.
Yeah.